Elle here from Bohemian Moon Tarot, and this is part 2 of my review on the Kingdom Within Tarot. And this is the back of the card. Let me show it to you. Oops, wait a minute. Put it upside down. Okay. What I love about this deck is that everything you need to know is on the card. So once you read the guidebook and you understand and know how the card is laid out, you no longer need the guidebook. You just read the card and everything is there. It's like reading a book. It's that simple. It may look complicated at first, but it's not really. So the back of the card has the planets, okay, which tells us that this is a deck that includes astrology, the tree of life, Qabalah, and the sun card in the tarot. It's that easy. And it's reversible. I love the way they made that sun to be reversible. The cardstock is very nice. It's a shiny card, and the cardstock is very good. It's a shiffer deck, and shiffer decks are excellent. Okay, so let me show you one of the cards. Let's start with the Fool. Okay, so everything you need to know about this card or to read this card is on the card. First of all, it's an image. All right, here's Uranus. All right, lightning. This is a bird with an arrow through it. Here's the bow. It says the Fool. It has the element, Uranus. Fool is the 0 card. So you already know everything you need to know. Now let me explain this as far as the book is concerned. And I'm going to use this book, the guidebook that comes with it. The first thing you need to know is about the spheres, and that has to do with the Qabalah. I'm not going to show it to you because it doesn't mean anything. I'll read it to you. In the Kingdom Within Tarot, you will see a colored sphere in the upper left corner of each major arcana card with a different color sphere to the lower right corner. These are each card's correlation to its path on the Kabbalistic tree of life. And the color spheres on each card stand for the 2 of the 10 Sephiroths that are joined by the path of a particular trump. In each of the 4 corners of the court cards, you will notice colored spheres for each of them. And at the bottom center of each of the minor arcana, they're going to be colored spheres. So I'll translate it for you, because when you're being read to, it's like hard. Okay, here's a sphere in the upper right, and here's a sphere in the bottom left. Now, this sphere has 4 colors in it, and this sphere has just 1, purple. Purple corresponds to 1 path of the Kabbalistic tree of life, and these 4 colors correspond to another path of the Kabbalistic tree of life. So if you know that purple is, let's just look it up just for argument's sake, because I don't know all of these yet, is Malkuth. Okay, purple corresponds to Malkuth, and this down here corresponds to Yesod. All right, so when you know that, Wally, no, he's trying to open up the door and get out onto the terrace. If you know that, you already know that this is path, I believe it's 11 or 12 in the Kabbalistic 11 in the Kabbalistic Tree of Life, and that it is Aleph is the letter, okay? So you know that the element is air, right here, that the planetary correspondent is Uranus, that this is the Fool and it's the 0 card. So now you know all of that just by looking at this card. You learn to read it. Now what you need to learn to do is, what's the symbolism here? What does the lightning mean? The tornado? This bird with the bow and arrow? What does that mean? Well, we talked before about Uranus, and its personality is it rules. Well, let me do it from here because I don't want to get ahead of myself. It's a force beyond control. It could be an unexpected event of good or evil. It shatters and destroys all boundaries, from disease to divorce to revolution. It also is uncontrollable disasters such as tornadoes, lightning, earthquakes, or accidents. It's the pure, unadulterated wildness of child. I love the way they word all of this. Folly, eccentricity, even mania, places that are far away and out of reach, power and power plants, technology, electricity, and the nervous system. So we know now that Uranus has to do with destruction and tornadoes and lightning and all that jazz. He's stepping off of Uranus. That's his starting point, his step-off point, all right? And this, he's supposed to be, I think it's Percival, I think it is. And that's in the other book. You see, that's the stuff that you don't get in the guidebook. He's Percival, who shot the bird of, I don't know what the name of the bird is, but it's a special bird, and that dropped to earth, and something happened. I don't know. And something happened. I'm just trying to explain to you how everything on this card, once you learn the system, you can read this just like you're reading a regular book. It's awesome. It really is awesome. So you will find this on every single card. Every single card. All you need to do is learn the color correspondences, the symbols, and Uranus, the keywords. What is Uranus? What does it? What are the keywords for this card? This person over here. The reason for this over here. So that's it. And then of course you know what the Fool means. You know that already. So now you have the whole system read in one card. Let's go on to one more card, just so you know. So in the Magician, it's the same thing. Now, I could tell you right now that the Magician is ruled by Mercury, because I see it over here, but I also see it over here. This is a picture of Mercury. He's got his little helmet with the wings on, and he's got his little wings on his feet, and he's carrying the caduceus. So I could see that right away. You see? And so this scene to me, and it says it in the book, and I do see it, is kind of like the Wizard of Oz scene. And the wizard, and he's manifesting and creating all his magic, and here are the people. And here is your path on the Kabbalistic Tree of Life. And that's all you need to know, okay? And you need to know that this planet is Mercury, All right, and then you know the meaning of the magician, and you go on to the next, and then I'm going to show you all the cards. There's one more thing I want to show you. This is the Kingdom Within All cards. It's got a lot on it. Okay, now, this is the 79th card of the deck. Do you have to use it? No, you don't. It has no meaning, it has no number on it, it has nothing on it, just the picture. Basically, and it's got a lot of stuff going on, the light, the stars, it's got like all the good stuff, all good stuff happening here. Basically, what this card is for is when Tarot, during the Renaissance, when people were reading Tarot, the World card only went as far as, us, our solar system and the planets that were within that solar system. This Kingdom Within is a card that tells us there's more out there than just us. It's not just our solar system. There are other solar systems out there. It's unlimited as far as we know. There's more than just our world. And so this card is the next step up from the World card. So you could either include this in your reading or not include it in your reading. It's up to you. A lot of people don't feel comfortable with extra cards in their readings, and that's fine, and some find it interesting and different. So certainly if you give a reading with this card, it's going to be a different reading than any other reading you give, and that's what I like about this particular card. And I just like the meaning of the card too. So keep that in mind, and excuse me, I need to take a little drink because I'm talking too much. Ice water, so good. So now I'm going to show you the cards. Now, is this deck for everyone? No. Even from my description, do you feel overwhelmed by it? Probably. But I'm getting a little closer here. Let's get closer. But honestly, it's easy. It's easy. If you sit down with it for a half hour and read it with the card in front of you and follow it, you'll get it immediately. It's not difficult. And then what you come out with at the end is the knowledge of reading, of giving a reading with the Kabbalistic correspondences and the astrological correspondences. Now, do you really need that to read tarot? You don't. You don't need it. It's just that for me, and I'm thinking if I'm not the only one, for me, I've been reading for over 20 years, and I wanted to add something new. I thought it was about time to add something new to my readings, something different. And I also felt the need to learn something new and something different than just doing the same old thing over and over again. So, or the same old things, because I do a lot of things over and over again. And so I wanted to broaden my my little box of tricks and tools and treasures by learning this system. I also saw the cards on Pinterest. I see most of my cards on Pinterest. And I fell in love with the cards. Is this art for everyone? No, it's not. But I love it. And another thing about the deck, it has, when I say it has everything in it, it has everything in it. It's multicultural. There are different periods of time in this card, modern and then older and then, historic and non-historic, biblical and non-biblical, cultural seasons, different seasons. It's got everything, everything. So, I mean, you're going to learn a whole lot of stuff. You're going to learn the seasons. You're going to learn of each card. It's just, this deck is amazing. I mean, a lot of thought went into this deck, a lot of thought. So I love it because I love it for the information it offers you. All right. So, you know, putting the art aside and everything else, for me, that's, even though I love the art, but if I didn't, I would still buy this deck because it's kind of like buying the Rider-Waite deck. Is it like the most artistically beautiful deck in the world? No, but I love that deck. I love it, you know, because it was easy for me to learn with, and easy for me to read, and it gave me a system that was universal as far as reading the Rider-Waite clones and you know, decks that followed the Rider-Waite system. So, saying all that and keeping all that in mind, here's the deck. So we already saw the Fool card, very colorful, with all that information on it. We've already seen the Magician card. Again, these are very colorful, beautiful cards with all this information on it. And let's go. The High Priestess. The Emperor. Ooh, they were supposed to be in order. I love this card, the Empress. I love it. It's beautiful. It's got everything on here. The Lover's card. This is one of my favorite Lover's card. You have people sitting watching a fairy tale movie in a movie theater. And so this is a modern card. And you have couples that, all different kinds of couples. Let's see, what do we have here? We have an interracial couple. We have a couple kissing. I think there's a gay couple in here. And all just different kinds of lovers in here. And that's what I love about this deck. It's just very interesting. It's a very interesting deck. And as I said, it covers everything. If I didn't know what, you know, how to read this card, I would look at the bull and I would know that Taurus rules this card. And if I didn't know how to read the symbols, I would all of a sudden know that this is the symbol for Taurus. So do you see how it all kinds of comes together? It's not that difficult to read. You can figure it out. This is the King of Cups, and this is the Green Man. And on the bottom, oh, were there things on the bottom? No. On the bottom it says Counselor, Father, Protector. And here it is. So this one has words on the bottom. Why some have words and some don't, I don't know. I really don't know. Now these little arrows, they mean something too. I just forgot what they meant. Because honestly, I haven't sat with this deck in about a month. I was preparing to come on YouTube and do all that, so my focus shifted from this deck to YouTube, and I kind of regret it, to tell you the truth. I love this chariot. Here we have a chariot. The chariot is the car. We have a little kid holding onto a crab. We also have a big crab here on top. Isn't that cute? So we know it's Cancer. Isn't Cancer the crab? I think. Yeah. And then if you know your colors of your tree of life, you'll know this, what the path is. Here's Strength. I love this card too. The Hermit. And you can't see it, but if you look closely, his books have all these different titles on it. He's an accountant. So he's a learned person. And you know, this means, it's in the book. This is a statue of I don't know who, but it means something. And then, you know, everything means something. Something going on outside. It's really a beautiful, the Wheel of Fortune. Oops. Justice. The Hanged Man. I love this, how he's hanging like a pirate and he's hanging him from his, in the water. So you see how there's all different kinds of characters, all different kinds of cultures, from all different eras in time. And you'll start to see different times of the year too. Love this Death card. Okay, so we know that the Death card is Scorpion. Here's a Scorpion right here. She died from a scorpion bite. And her soul is lifting out of her body, if you could see right here. So then we know that this is the sign of Scorpio. If I just looked at this, would I know the sign of Scorpio? No. I have to memorize them all. But there are a lot of readers that do know that already. Okay. How'd we get the Queen of Cups in here? Oh, are we... Sorry about that, but this is all mixed up. You know, my cards, I put them in order and they get mixed up. I don't get it. Let's go to here. Here we are. Temperance. Let's go through this a little quicker. The Devil. Tower. Star. The Moon. The Sun. Sun creates shadows, doesn't it? And there he is in the mirror. It looks like his shadow self. Judgment. Here we're like, now we're in Egypt. See how we're traveling all over the world? Oops! Is this upside? No, it's not. I thought it was upside down. Ace of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles. Now, here it looks like it follows the Rider-Waite. On some cards it's going to look like it doesn't follow the Rider-Waite. But you see that in a lot of cards. And here it says triumph after toil. So there are words on here, but the words are not distracting. Like a lot of people say, "Oh, we don't like the words, they distract us." Or they throw me off. You don't even have to look at the words. They're not that distracting. Five of Pentacles. They're in the desert. So yes, you're going to see different religions and all kinds of good stuff. Eight of Pentacles. I want to do this. This is getting long. so I won't show you the whole deck. Let me show you some wands. 3 of Wands, 4 of Wands. The 5 of Wands is very interesting. It's a priest and a shaman. Conflict. 6 of Wands, 7 of Wands. Let me show you some swords. The 6 of Swords, the 7 of Swords, the 8 of Swords, and now we're in modern time on Halloween, the 9 of Swords, the 10 of Swords, Hecate is the Queen of Swords. Here's an Ace of Cups. It's the 3 of Cups. It's Pan. 5 of Cups. They have the 6 of Cups as sensuality. 7 of Cups. This is so cute. You're on the beach and, you know, choices and confusion, and all these pretty girls are walking by, and all the guys are sitting there looking and going, 8 of Cups. Let's see. And there we have it. I'm not going to show you anymore. But that's basically it. We're on 27 minutes on part 2 of The Kingdom Within. I hope you like this review. I tried to cover everything. I'm going to go back to studying this deck again. I wanted to wait until I knew the whole deck, but then I said, oh my God, that's... I'd rather put it out there now and let everybody see what it is and possibly enjoy the deck as much as I do. So, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like it down below and leave a comment. You know I'd love to get to know you better. And see you in the next video. Bye.